Hey guys, it's me here, Dougal. Um, it's been a while since I've recorded my last video, I guess. And I don't know, I don't know. I feel like I just wanted to sit down and record a video. I've been wanting to do it for a while, but I guess I don't know. I never got the chance to. With everything going on, I guess in my life, like going coming back to university and stuff. Like I just uh I just recently moved back to my university home. Or not just recently. What am I saying? Like a month ago. Oh, shoot. Like a month ago. And so it's just been I don't know. It's just been like I haven't been like really thinking about recording anything for a little while. I feel like cuz I've just been thinking about things in my head kind of and like not letting them out, which somebody reminded me that I need to get back on that. And so it's kind of my motivation for doing this. But I don't know. I feel like over the time of me not recording, I'm always like collecting thoughts and just like, I guess, little topics that I could record with in the future and just like talk about in the future. And so, yeah, I don't know. I guess that's what we're doing here. Um, Also, I feel like my shadows are being really weird. I'm just gonna see if I can fix that really quickly. Okay, I kind of fixed it. I didn't like how the shadows are being really weird and extremely pronounced, I guess. But yeah, I don't know. So we're kind of back recording videos, I guess. Also, this is crazy. This is pretty wild, to me at least. But I just recently got a new PC. I just built my own PC, um, like completely from scratch with like my roommates helped me out. But it was actually wild because it kept like going into these like it kept like not really working, and then I just disassembled the whole thing and then I rebuilt it again, and I think something wasn't in the right place because it started working after that. So yeah, I don't know. It feels really nice to be, I guess, playing on this PC, and that means just like my video recording quality will just get so much better, which I'm really excited about. That's something, yeah, I'm very excited about. But yeah, so hopefully you guys will see more videos. But I feel like I've just been rambling about stuff that doesn't even matter. So my apologies, but I don't know. I guess I have an idea for this world. This is kind of going to be a video of me running around looking for somewhere to, I guess, settle. Um, and I don't know. I don't want to settle until I find the perfect spot. And I'm sorry, I don't know if people, like some people maybe don't like that, but I guess that's just how I like to play Minecraft. Just like keep exploring until I just find a spot that I like, which sometimes I feel like that hinders my like, I guess, like progression in Minecraft because I hop on a world and I just go exploring and walking around and stuff like that, as you guys have seen in my last videos, because it's literally just there's no progression. It's just new world, exploring, that kind of stuff. But I kind of want to change that up. I want to actually start keeping this world and recording all my videos on this one world, which is something that I will do now that I guess I've had this burst of motivation, which it is funny because it comes and goes. I always have motivation, and then I don't have any motivation, and I just sometimes just slips my mind, or it's like certain things pop up, like, oh, I gotta do this before I start recording, and oh, we just found, damn, we just found one of these like uncovering things. That would be really cool. I should like remember where that is. That would be really nice. This is gonna be. I feel like I want this world to be the world that I just keep playing on. Oh, like, just just stick with it. 'Cause- and I feel like I've said that before, maybe, but this time it's for real. This time it's for real. But yeah. Um. Okay. Where do I even want to build? I don't even know. Okay, I guess I should start talking about the thing that I wanted to talk about in this video. There's actually a lot of things on my mind that I want to talk about, but I feel like they're so, like, they're very different. So, like, I can't just, like, all smush them into one video. I feel like I should make multiple videos for each topic, I guess, so I can go more in depth. But something I kind of wanted to talk about is how I've recently been feeling, like, overall, I guess, with, just past stuff and, like, where I am right now, I guess, in my life, and how my thoughts have been happening, I guess, or like what I've been thinking, sort of. And I don't know. I want to say like I've honestly been doing really well recently. Like I feel like all that effort of me trying to figure out who I kind of am and just like all this thinking has really like taken effect, I guess, on me. Or I don't know if I'm saying that correctly, but like it's just it's been kind of working. Like I feel like I've been figuring out more of who I am and like what I want to do, I guess, but not 100%, you know, but just like, as much as you can do, I guess. Um, there's not really a way to measure that, I feel, but I don't know. I've been doing really good in my life and just things that are going on. And I don't know, I kind of wanted to share, like, just share a bunch of stuff. And I don't know. So, yeah, I guess one thing I'll talk about is, um, ever since I've came back, because last term I was on, or like the last 4 months, or other than January, but the last 4 months before that, I was I was on a co-op, so I was working. I wasn't in school, and so uh, that was really great. I really enjoyed that. It was nice to actually work in something that I want to work in, or at least like kind of get closer to working in what I want to work in. That's a really cool river. I really like that river and this river too. But yeah, so that was really nice. I just like I feel like I don't know. It because before I would always wonder like what am I going to do with you know, what am I going to do with my life? And I was kind of scared that you know, maybe I won't be able to do what I want to do, or I didn't see any progress, like I didn't really see any progress as to you know, what my education is kind of going to, if that makes any sense. Like, yeah, I'm learning things, but what is that really going towards? And so this co-op kind of helped me really see, I guess, what it is going towards, which is really nice. I don't know. I felt like, or I feel like, I don't know. I feel like it's really, it feels nice to have that progress. My bad if I'm just repeating myself, but yeah. Um, but now that I'm in school, oh, also like something that I was thinking about a lot when I was on a work term is how much I wish I could be back at school, which it's not that I wasn't happy where I was at work, but it's just I do miss the hanging out with people. You're in your own little society, That's what it feels like to me. You're in a little society of people that are somewhat, I feel similar mindset. You're all students, you're all trying to figure out who you are. It's very independent. And that's what I like about it. Um and so yeah, and now that I'm finally back, it feels so great because I'm just you know, I'm just catching up with all my friends. It was really good in the very beginning, like when I first got here, because I was just hanging out with everybody. Now it's kind of slowed down a little bit. I'm more of just everybody's focusing on school, and it's starting to pick up and stuff like that. Um, so that's been kind of cool. But yeah, I don't know. I just I've kind of personally fallen into a little thingy, I guess. And not as productive kind of thingy. Like, this is kind of what I want to talk about, but it's like I'm not being as productive as I kind of want to be because, when I was on work term, I was like thinking, oh shit, like when I get back to university, I'm going to do this, this, this. I'm going to do so much. I'm going to get so many things done. I want to work on so many things. Like, for example, I want to start painting more and I want to start making music. Um, just like kind of that stuff. Also, I need a bed, but yeah, I don't know. And like in the beginning, I was kind of, staying on track, but I kind of fell off that a little bit, which isn't ideal. But I guess, you can't always like feel productive. I feel like productivity can be like a high, like it can be like mixed with highs and lows. So it's like sometimes you'll feel so productive, and some other days you'll feel not so productive. Like, or obviously, but I mean, like, I feel like it's really hard to stay on that productivity grind. I feel like productivity isn't, um, what's it called? What's it called? Concurrent. No, like, what's the word for like, it's not linear, or I don't know if that's exactly what I'm trying to say. It's, like, shoot, I don't know what the word is, but it's like, it's a constant. That's the word, constant. I feel like productivity isn't constant, and you got to have those like kind of, you know, those lounge days, or like just like relaxed days sometimes, and that's okay. I feel, because that helps me be more productive. I feel like I said this before in a past video where I was talking about, also like before I recorded this video, I gave my last videos, like my other videos, a listen and stuff like that, and I was looking through them, and just like some stuff, okay, you know what actually I really, really like, or I not like, but I find really interesting, is that my past thoughts from my past videos, like now I'm looking back on them, and I'm kind of like, I'm like, not that I'm looking down, like I'm just like seeing them in a different way, kind of, and I'm like, that's how I used to think before. That's really interesting, and honestly, I find that so interesting, because it's like I feel okay. I feel really, that makes me feel kind of really happy, because it makes me think that like I've made progress from like what I used to think before. You know what I mean? Like, it's like I'm making progress. Oh, pink sheep. What? Yo, we just found a pink sheep. Let's go. Hello. Oh wait, no. I did not mean to throw your friends at you, but here, I'll give you a wooden block that you could sit on when you want to sit on some wooden blocks. But yeah, basically, I feel like looking back at those videos and like, thinking things about that, and like just like kind of reflecting on how you were before and how you are now, like I don't know, that makes me happy, because it shows me that I made progress. Well, also it's a cool bio. But yeah, so that's nice, but I honestly can't even remember what I was talking about before. I do this a lot. I'm really sorry about that. But yeah, I do that a lot, where I'm just like, I have a thought that I'm going with, and then I think it, and then that thought gets like carried on like a side quest, and like I just think different, or I'm just thinking about little things, and then my main point that I was thinking about in the very beginning, I don't even remember. Um, but I guess we're talking about like productivity, or yeah, I don't even know. Also, that is a really cool looking mountain. Holy crap, that looks so cool. Oh, and the taiga. Okay, but yeah. Anyways, I don't know. I feel like I've been doing good in that regard. Like, or in like, I guess before then I was like in a little hole of like, you know, it's hard to change myself. It's hard to think different things, and like I guess looking at that made me really realize that like it things, you know, the way you're thinking, if you don't like the way you're thinking, it doesn't last forever. As long as you try to work on it, you know? And I don't know. I feel like that makes me happy to hear or to think about. But yeah, another thing I kind of want to talk about was like kind of more focused on some harder stuff, I guess, like addiction, for example. Um, one thing that I'm really like I'm honestly really happy about, and I'm really proud of my friend for this, but like I had a friend at university who's dealing with addiction really, like it was really hard when it came to certain things like smoking, for example. And that's like that kind of, you know, that addiction I guess kind of started because of the people he was like, you know, he was surrounding himself with. And just like I don't know, just unhealthy things, unhealthy like I guess habits or like coping mechanisms and stuff. And like talking to him now, like he's like changed so much in such a good way. Like so where he's like, you know, like he quit. Oh, whoa, this looks really cool. But yeah, like he quit um he quit smoking like partially, but like he's doing so much better before. And like I had a conversation with him and we were talking a lot about how he feels now that he's kind of out of that like state. And he was telling me like it's like he never wants to go back to that spot that he was in before. And that makes me so like that makes me really happy because it's just like, you know, he tried so hard to get out of that spot, and that is that's such a hard thing to do. I feel like it kind of goes hand in hand with like changing your mindset. It's like, you know, you're changing your habits can be so hard, especially if they're addictive habits. And like some people could develop, I guess, I don't know if addiction is the right word, but like I guess like dependency to certain things. It doesn't have to be addictive, but you could still develop like like bad habits, sort of like that, I guess. And so yeah, he was just talking about how he never wants to go back, and like how he realizes like, you know, so many things from damn. But yeah, like I guess so many things from before that um like I don't know if I 100% understood. I hope I did. But like he was saying that basically he was kind of out of like a rut sort of thinking, where it's like once you take those steps, and like I guess like what he did was he surrounded himself with like family instead of there's a village there. Yeah, like he surrounded himself with like family and like away from, you know, kind of distanced himself from friends who like he knew were kind of like bad for him, I guess, in a way, like or at least bad for him in the way of like they influence these bad habits. And that's such a good way. Like we talked about it actually yesterday about how um like how healthy it is to, you know, go home and see like I guess it depends for everybody, it's different. It could be parents, it could be friends, or it could just be like you're just, you know, you're away from these people who are influencing you in bad ways. As to where like you just don't even feel the need, because most of the time when you were doing the like when you were like in these bad habits, or not in, but like when you were doing these like things that you were really proud of, like you didn't like that. And just being alone, I guess, being away from that, like it takes away all the peer pressure, most of it. And like I guess that kind of stuff, if that makes sense. But that's I don't know if I explained that the best way that I could have explained it. I hope I did. I hope I'm making sense. But yeah, this video is just a ramble. It's not. I don't really have a clear path of what I want to talk about. I did want to talk about this kind of generally, but yeah. And like for me, one thing that I'm really happy about recently is like I've been really I guess taking care of myself and like my mental health and like seeing who I, you know, like allow like who I want to like allow to I guess okay, who I allow myself to interact with. I feel like that's what I'm trying to say. Like interact with and what thoughts I like allow myself to be, to think. Kind of like a filter, kind of like putting a filter on my thinking. Um and that's been really helping me because, certain things that I know upset me or just like I feel like I have a bad attachment to or something like that. Like um where am I going with this? Like it just shoot, man. I had a thought. It's whoa, what the ship iceberg ship. Um but yeah, like I feel like oh no. Oh no. I'm sorry. Don't be mad at me. No. Um but yeah, like basically I've been putting a filter on kind of or I've been trying to think of like, who's good for me to like hang out with and who isn't really good for me to hang out with, I guess, in a way. Um and I honestly have to say, like, if you're in a toxic situation with anybody, it's so hard to like get out of that. It's really hard. It depends on like what the relationship is and all that stuff, like what this person means to you and whatever. But and like, bad habits of like kind of returning back to like old friends or something like that, or just like as an idea, it's like it's really hard to break that habit because I feel like for me what I do is I associate those like good times I had with them, like with them, without even thinking about how like I felt when I was with them or like how I felt hanging out with them and stuff like that. Like you know, and I feel like when you look at things like that more, like I guess, I guess, I guess more selfishly. I don't know if that's the right way to say it, but when you look at things more like selfishly and like more of like you're caring. Oh, like that's cool. But like you care about, you're kind of trying to protect your peace. Like I feel like things get so much better. It's really hard. It's so hard. Like I was dealing with that, like letting friends go that I thought weren't good for me, or just like different relationships that just weren't the best, and or just like you don't even realize what's happening until like you know until you're out of it and you're like shit, like you get these a bunch of different thoughts and you're just like damn, like what was I doing, like why was I just like I don't know, like an example, this could be for example friends that you like for like that you guys do things like for example smoke together, like let's say if you smoke together. I'm trying to explain this in the way that I've kind of felt it, like for example if you have friends that you used to have really bad habits with, like bad smoking habits with and stuff like that, and you guys kind of adopted it, like dependency or like an addiction together. Oh, there's a guardian temple right there. But yeah, you kind of like adopted this addiction like together, and it's really hard because like it's really, it depends so much on like different factors. But like for example, if they like, you don't want to just leave your friend, like you don't want to just stop talking to them because they like mean a lot to you and stuff like that, and like um they're still your friends and you don't just want to abandon them and stuff like that because you guys are all dealing with the same stuff. But it's so hard when like one person isn't really happy where they're at and they think that like Like they think that these friends are like bad for them because, or like they don't communicate and set boundaries, you know, like because that's something I kind of struggle with is sometimes I'm bad at setting boundaries when it comes to friends and like, you know, for example, um if you have a friend who like you go to every time, you know, you guys had this relationship where you guys would always smoke together and stuff like that, but you want to quit smoking, but your friend is still smoking, and so like they keep calling you over. And they're like, "Yo, like come over," you know, like come over, smoke something like that, and or just like just come over, and you have in your head you're thinking like, okay, I'm gonna go and hang out with this friend as a friend, not like not to smoke, not to do any of that. Like I'm not gonna smoke. We're just gonna hang out and do things that friends do, you know. But it's really hard when people are on the same page about things. Like for example, if they still are dealing with like it really depends. I feel like of one thing, it kind of depends on how they like their respect towards you, I guess, or maybe not respect, but how they feel towards you. Like what I think maybe is like sometimes they just don't realize that, you know, they don't, oh my, another pink sheep. What? That's wild. But, you know, sometimes they might not think that, you know, they might not realize that you're trying to quit or something like that. Or like you just haven't communicated it to them that you were trying to get out of this like cycle, I guess. Um and that's really hard because you're trying to please them, I guess, without like you're trying to please them and you're not telling them the truth of how you truly feel and what you're trying to get out of. And that's really hard because then you're kind of that's I feel like that's when you fall into these things where it's like you're doing things for other people even though you want to stop, and it's like that's really rough because like it's kind of scary. I don't know. It really like it depends on like there are different factors for why you wouldn't want to tell them. Maybe that like you want to quit or something like that, or sometimes you just don't even think about bringing it up and you just think you can handle it in your mind alone. But I feel like telling them about what you're dealing with and expressing like that you want to stop, and also them being a good enough friend to actually like understand what you're saying and help you and not kind of instigate certain things. Like I feel like that's a like that's a good way to I guess get yourself out of that cycle, because that's kind of what I struggled with. Like I would be afraid of telling people that, you know, I'm trying to stop, or if I did tell people that like, you know, I'm trying to like better myself, like I'm not trying to fall into bad habits, like like I was kind of afraid of them maybe seeing me in a different way, which is really stupid because why would you want to be friends with somebody who doesn't want what's best for you, you know? Like it's sometimes hard to that's kind of hard to grasp. Like once you have that kind of mindset switch, it's like shit, like why am I friends with these people? Or not that why not why am I friends with these people? Like why am I putting so much mental effort in like hiding what I'm truly thinking? Because that's just stressful for everybody. They don't know what you're thinking, like stuff like that. I don't know. I feel like my thoughts right now are so scattered all over the place. I don't even know if I'm making sense. Like my brain is thinking what I want to think, but then I'm not saying exactly what I want to think because the thoughts slip as I'm talking about what I was thinking before, I guess. But yeah, also there's a cool mangrove swamp over there. That's kind of cool. Um, but yeah, it's really hard. This kind of goes back to I think my first video about making friends and how or like choosing the right friends, I guess, or like like choosing oh like you know choosing who you allow to be friends, like to be your friend, I guess, or to be your friend, but like to influence your decisions, sort of. And you got to make sure you got people around you that truly care about you and like are, you know, they care about your well-being and how you're trying to better yourself. And that's really hard, honestly, for me, even to find people like that, because I don't know what I genuinely don't know what it is. It's just hard. Like I feel like it's just hard. You have to have a really deep connection with somebody. I feel like sometimes to kind of express certain things like that. But yeah. Also, this is a big mangrove biome over here. Holy crap. Ooh, and they got some like mud mountains over there and a floating like block. Okay. Interesting. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I guess my main point is like what I'm trying to kind of drill in my head more and what I've been thinking about, especially recently, is like, why would you surround yourself with people who don't like, respect what you want to do, I guess, or like not do, but you know what I mean? Like, I'm not wording this correctly at all, but yeah, I'm gonna try and think about it and see if I can come up with what I was trying to say. Okay, um, I guess kind of, I feel like what I'm trying to say is like, why would you not want to be surrounded by people who won't let you express your genuine self? Like exactly what you're thinking, like what you want to do, like the kind of person you are. Like why would you not express that? Because if you like, that's just so much stress on your end, and also on the other person's end. Well, I guess kind of if they care. Like if if you're constantly hiding what you're thinking or you're hiding who you are, then you're just not being genuine, and that's, I feel, so much worse than being like seen as like not cool or like cringe, which I think is so stupid. Or like it's hard. It's really hard. Like what I mean is like I think it's stupid that people would judge you for who you are, especially if you're trying to better yourself. That makes no sense to me. Also, sorry, sidetrack. This looks so cool. This literally, to me, looks like this is an eye, and this is like a parrot or like a toucan's kind of like a big beak of a parrot. And then this is like, it's going down. And it's like a parrot sitting. That is really cool. That looks so cool. Maybe I'll save the coordinates of this and build like a parrot here at some point. Also, I really like these mountains. They look really nice. But I don't like that this is a desert, so I don't really want to build here. But yeah. Um yeah, I don't know. Like I feel like it's like it's not even worth your mental effort to sustain these relationships if like if they're not genuine, if they don't see, like if they don't like, if they kind of make fun of you or they think you're weird for expressing who you are exactly in the way that you express yourself, or like that made no sense probably, but I hope my point is kind of getting across. Like I'm trying, like one thing I'm trying to do in my life is surround myself with people who genuinely want what's best for me and aren't just saying what's best for me. Um and like not even just people who are what's best for me, but I mean like will listen to what I like, my actual thoughts, and like won't judge me for how I express myself, stuff like that, because I don't want to be walking on pins and needles around anyone. Like I just want to be who I am, I guess. And that's also hard. It's hard to figure out who you are. That's like another thing. It's like, how do you know who you are? Like how do you know exactly who you want to be, exactly how you want to express yourself? That's really hard. That's like, I feel like that comes with trying a bunch of different things. And if it doesn't feel like that's you, then you don't have to do it. You just, it's like you tried it. You don't have to continue doing it. You don't have to stick to something that you don't like genuinely feel like that's, your vibe, if that makes sense. Like, and yeah, and I feel like that's sometimes hard because you think about like the potential. You think about your potential and how, like, I guess, think about what you could be doing if you were to dedicate yourself to like whatever you're doing. It could be a hobby or something else, like just the way you express yourself. It's like a huge commitment. And, you know, sometimes that commitment can throw people off because it's like, you know, okay, for me at least, it's really hard to start like fully learning and getting better at something because I feel like I have so many things that I want to do and I have so many things that I want to get better at, to the point where like if I start something and then I, like, for example, learning the guitar. I've been trying to learn how to play the guitar for so long and like I really truly enjoy it, but like I don't see myself doing like shows or anything in the future. It's kind of like an outlet for me. I feel like a lot of the things I do is like it's an outlet, I guess. Like for example, these videos, it's an outlet for me. Um like to just get my thoughts out and maybe meet new people, and connect with people in some way. And like with the guitar and like music, making music and stuff like that, that's an outlet for me because I feel like I don't know. It's like I don't know. But then again, if it's an outlet, why am I thinking like, I need to get better at this? That's something else. Like, why am I thinking that? I don't know. It just like I feel like I guess sometimes I hold myself like accountable for what I say I want to do. Like I want to get better at guitars, so I will try to get better at that, even though I'm doing it as like a form of expression. But I still hold my like I still want to get better at it. I guess if that makes any sense. It's hard. I feel like my brain. I feel like I hope I'm not like the only. I definitely don't think I'm the only one who thinks like this. But it's like it's it's difficult because it's like I can never get fully dedicated to something because then on top of guitar there's so many other things, like for example art and like just stuff like that, like different ways of making music, like um like a synthesizer software and stuff like that, like getting better at that. Or I don't even know what I'm talking about honestly now, but yeah. um I feel like I've just been rambling a lot, but I honestly think I got quite a few points out that I wanted to get out in this video. And we did not find a place to make a house, so I guess that'll be the next episode. I feel, um, because I don't know. I just I just like exploring. Honestly, you know what? Another thing is like this is I feel like another reason for why I explore so much in Minecraft is because it really helps my thoughts run. Like I'm just mindlessly running around. I don't have to worry about anything. Like I'm just spewing thoughts because like playing Minecraft has become so muscle memory to me that like my brain just runs free, like, which I love. I love so much. Like I really like that. But I do have to start working on getting my house and stuff like that built because like I can't just be running around this whole entire world and make a series on that. I feel like that's kind of odd. But yeah, um, I don't know. I hope I hope my points made some sense. And if not, that's okay because they made sense to me. And I'll probably think back on this and I'll just be like, damn, what the hell was I thinking? Or not what the hell, actually no, because I definitely, I'm not gonna validate like what I'm feeling, but like, I don't know. I like rambling. I like fucking talking. So like, yeah, I guess that's what, I feel like that's what I'm gonna end off on. So we're gonna end off here with this really cool looking mesa biome. Is that what it's called? I think it's mesa. But oh, and there's a village there too. This is pretty cool. So yeah, um, I guess it's kind of where I'm gonna end the video off. On this little hill. Oh, right here, actually, right here. This looks cooler. But yeah, so thank you guys for listening to this ramble. If you listened, I appreciate you listening to this long ass video. I feel like I gotta somehow make my videos more shorter form, shorter style, so that people don't lose interest, I guess. But actually, I don't. Honestly, I don't even. That doesn't matter to me. Now that I think about it, because I'm just speaking to speak and get my thoughts out, and that helps me. So yeah. Um, whoever did watch, thank you so much for watching, and yeah, peace.